Hi people, welcome to another video on the channel, and today the international break is ongoing, so I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel for some video ideas. So I thought I'd predict Nottingham Forest's 5 next upcoming fixtures for everyone. Feel free to, give it a go in the comment section down below if you so wish to. And without further ado, let's go. So we're going to kickstart in chronological order. Our first game back is a nice easy one versus undefeated Liverpool. So we are both sides are undefeated going into this game. But listen, it's at Anfield. Liverpool have won all 3 of their games. We have scored 3 goals against Bournemouth, Southampton and Wolves. Yeah, I'm not overly confident going into this game. When it comes to us facing these top sides that are on really insane form, it's normally just the performance and the fight I take the most notice of, because when you are a sort of a mid to bottom half table side, you just want a good performance. Now, my prediction for this game actually depends on a couple of things. Mainly the starting or the involvement of James Ward-Prowse. Now, if he starts, I think this could be a competitive game. In a sense of if we can make the most of his set plays, because we're not going to get loads of shots from open play. If we get about 3, if we get more than 3, I will be surprised. Because Liverpool, they're on top form at the moment, they're playing at home. But if we can make the most of some free kicks and some corners, then I really do think we could get on the score sheet. However, if he doesn't start, then I think it's going to be a comfortable 2-3-0 to Liverpool. However, if he does start, which I'm going to assume he will, I think this could be like a 2-3-1. I think it'll be quite a close game, but then I just think Liverpool's quality will shine through and they will get the win. So, for my score prediction, I'm going to go with Liverpool 3, Forest 1. With the goals, I think Ward-Prowse will score for us, and for Liverpool, Salah will probably get 2, and then someone like Diaz will get the other 1. I think if Ward-Prowse does start, I think it'll be, 1-1 for a good portion of the game. In the last 15 or so minutes, Liverpool will just have that, that billion-pound attack, and that will shine through and get them the win. But yeah, it's mainly the performance I'm going to be looking at when it comes to this game. It'll be the same if we were playing like someone like Man City or someone like that. It's just the performance is the main thing. Especially when we're on the road as well. Next up, we have another nice easy game against a very on-form Brighton, who are also undefeated so far this season. That could obviously change depending on who they do play next. However, we go away to Brighton again. Again, I have very little confidence. Brighton, they're a team that the past couple of years, they just start the season insanely well. And yeah, there's not really much. Again, it's going to be one of those games where it's really just the performance. The new manager's come in and he started insanely well, and I think that is just going to continue, unfortunately for us. Unless some major holes get exposed in their first game back and we're able to exploit those holes as well, then maybe. But I don't see it, to be honest. I'm not even going to say much on this game because I really just don't see us winning, quite frankly. They gave Arsenal a good run for their money, and Arsenal have got one of the best squads in the division. So, there's no really beating around the bush here. I think it's going to be a fairly straightforward 2-0 to Brighton. Yeah, nothing more really needs to be said about that. Just 2-0 to Brighton. I think it's just going to be a case of trying to keep them out and trying to hit them on the counter-attack. That's what the game plan's going to be. And I think it'll work for most of the first half, and then in the second half, they'll just pick us apart and inevitably get a fairly straightforward win. So yeah, not much really needs to be said on this. I just don't see us getting anything from that game unless they have an absolute howler of a day at the office and miss all of their chances and we can nick a 0-0 or maybe even a 1-0 on the counter. But that's the only hope that I really have going into this game. Next game is our first home game back, and it is versus Fulham. Now, this could be a decent game. Now, listen, Fulham do have a good side. They have some good players. I don't think it is going to be easy at all. However, we're searching that first win at the City ground because both of the games we have drawn, and really Bournemouth especially, we should have won by now at home. However, I think Fulham is a fair game. It will really test to see, are we still at that bottom half level, or are we more at that sort of mid-table sort of level? And I think we're going to be hungry to try and get the win. Imagine coming off the back of a couple of poor results as well. So I do think it is going to be 2-1. It's not going to be easy. I think we're going to need to try and neutralise someone like a Smith Rowe, because I think he's had a very good start to the season. Don't know if that's going to continue in, the first 2 games or not after the international break. But I'm going to go with 2-1 Forest. I don't think it's going to be easy. We can't rely on just winning games 1-0 because that is kind of what our game plan has been. We've got 1-0 up in every single one of our games so far up until now. So I'm not insanely confident, and I probably won't be after the 2 inevitable losses that we do have going into this game. However, I'm going to go with a 2-1. I just think we're going to do it. I think Gibbs White's going to score for us. And I think Chris Wood's also going to score for us. And then probably someone like a Smith Rowe or someone like that will score for Fulham. I just think we're going to be hungry. The crowd's hopefully going to be behind the team. And we're just about going to get the result against a fairly good Fulham side. The next game is Chelsea away. Now, I'm not too sure what to make of Chelsea, because they drew with Palace, they smashed up Wolves, so I'm not too sure what to make from the first few games. It's been very inconsistent. They had a decent performance against City, but lost. Then they had a really good performance against Wolves, battered them 6-2. Then had a very mediocre performance against Crystal Palace and drew. So I can't really tell. Yeah, they've got a massive squad. We do have like a fairly alright record against Chelsea since getting back promoted. Unfortunate not to get something from that game at the end of last season. Beat them at Stamford Bridge last season. Drew both times the season before. So our record is not too shabby at all against Chelsea. A lot of draws flown in there. So that is why I'm going to continue with the draw pattern. And I think it's going to be 1-1. I just think Chelsea are going to struggle. I just think they're going to be wasteful. Maybe look over us a little bit. And I think we're going to get a result. I think someone probably like one of their £1 billion attackers, one of their £8 billion attackers will probably score for them. And then I think someone like either a Ward-Prowse or a Gibbs White is going to score a lovely, lovely goal for us. So yeah, I'm going to go 1-1. I'm going to say Gibbs White will score for us. And then let's say Nicholas Jackson will score for them. But I will definitely take that sort of result if, you know, my predictions are to come true. You know, a win against Fulham and 2 losses against Liverpool and Brighton. I will take a draw at Stamford Bridge, but don't really know how the 3 games are going to go because I'm not psychic. And the final game of our 5 upcoming fixtures is at home to Palace. Now, Palace have had a pretty poor start to the season. Got a decent point against Chelsea just going into the international break. Don't know, obviously, how the next 4 games will go. If we were playing them as our next game, I would be quite confident that we would get something from the game, but form can change. However, I'm going to back us. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. There's not obviously a guarantee that we will beat Fulham, and I still think we're going to be hungry to try and maintain good form at the City ground. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. Palace games are normally very low scoring. Since us being promoted back to the Premier League, the most goals that there have been is 1-1. It's not a very entertaining game normally in terms of the goal department. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. Either Chris Wood or Gibbs White scoring for us. But yeah, those are my predictions for our next 5 games. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to comment your predictions in the comment section down below. And thank you for watching. Make sure you slap a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, follow me on TikTok, it's greatly appreciated. And I will see you all very soon. Goodbye.